What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Cass, and today, you guys, we are doing some self-portraits. So today I decided to take some self-portraits thanks to you guys' amazing votes for my next video. For these self-portraits, you guys, I put up my black cloth backdrop. I'll link that information below and on my backdrop stand. And I just used one of my softbox lights. I put in the original bulbs in my home studio setups video. I said I was going to put back in the original bulbs because initially my Philips Hue bulbs were inside that lamp, so I put back in the original bulbs to shoot with. That came with the studio kit. The lighting that I use, I know a lot of you guys asked about my lighting and my backdrop stand and everything separate, but I actually bought it as a kit. So I did link below a kit that you guys can purchase that pretty much includes all the things that were included in my kit. I can't find the exact kit anymore because I got this kit back in high school, but there are some pretty cool good kits you guys can get out there that typically come with like black screen, white screen, green screen, lighting, as well as backdrop stand, sometimes clamps, sandbags, all that good stuff. For this shoot, you guys, since it was portrait, I kind of wanted it to be more natural. I did do a face beat, but I left my hair kind of natural. I decided not to have any jewelry for this shoot. And as far as the poses, I don't know, it was more so like I was just trying to have fun with facial features. As you guys know, one of the things I struggle with is facial features while trying to pose, so this was a great opportunity to really flex them facials. All right, you guys, so we're all set up. So I'm shooting on a Sigma 18 to 200 millimeter, shooting on 28 millimeters. Let me see what I put. Let me see my settings for y'all. So currently I'm shooting on manual, you guys, 15 shutter speed, 4.0 aperture, 200 ISO. I have a single softbox. I kind of have the camera at a bit of a low angle looking up. I wanted more headspace more so we're gonna see how this is. I may transition, change settings a little bit, but we'll see. Alright, y'all, I think we got some great stuff to work with. I want to try moving the lighting around a bit. It's finally getting dark, so we can play around with the lighting a bit more. I'm going to do light to the side, light on top, maybe light below, light everywhere, mine. So now that the shoot is done, you guys, we are going to edit these pics. So to edit these, I'm actually going to edit them inside of Lightroom. So this is going to be like a really nice beginner retouching tutorial. I remember when I started retouching photos, I would look at tutorials and I would see people retouching in Photoshop, and I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? So I kind of wanted to simplify this for you guys and just show you how to retouch in Lightroom. It's a very great tool for retouching. And then if you guys want, I'll do a more in-depth video on retouching in Photoshop, frequency separation, all that fun stuff. So I'm importing my photos into Lightroom. If you guys want to see a simplified Lightroom tutorial that does not involve more so like retouching and portraiture, then I do have one of those, so check that out. I have my photos here. I pretty much bring all my photos into Lightroom and kind of edit all of them, just because sometimes they look better when they're edited. So we got a lot of work to do on this one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of bring my white balance a little bit warmer. It's definitely kind of cool because the lighting I use is really cool tone. I am getting some green vibes too, so I'm gonna pull this over to the pink a little bit. Exposure, right now I'm gonna kind of leave the exposure where it is. I'm gonna bump up the contrast a little bit. Highlights, we'll leave the highlights kind of in the center. Shadows, we'll bring the shadows down, leave the whites kind of where they are. I'm going to bring the blacks down a little bit. So usually you guys always see me play around with like texture and clarity. So I'm actually not going to do that yet because we're going to do that in a different way. I'm going to go ahead and bump up my saturation just to the center. And then we have the beautiful tonal curve that I'm still afraid of, so we're going to pass by that. But here we have hue, saturation, luminance. So I'm going to move the saturation, and I think I'm going to kind of take a little bit of the orange out of my skin. Which one is my lips? Going to add a little bit of red, more red into my lips, even though this is going to be black and white, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so, I mean, we have a color option too. I'm going to kind of, I kind of like that color red. Alright, I think I'm satisfied with that. As y'all know, I like to add my beautiful vignette, especially when I'm doing like a black background. So I'm just gonna add a black vignette in there. Nice. So you guys, now for the more retouchy portion, I'm gonna kind of zoom in. That was a huge, oh my god, that's not great. They have like a, okay, we'll just stick with that. So I'm gonna kind of zoom into where I want to retouch, and I'm gonna switch to my masking tool right here. I'm gonna switch the effect into skin smooth. Let's do skin smooth plus. And so basically what this is gonna do is provide adjustments that are going to smooth out the skin for me. I'm just kind of covering this red spot. I'm gonna actually fit it to the screen just to make it a bit quicker, but if you guys want to get really detailed, you can of course, zoom in and do this. I'm gonna do, that looks good. So basically what it's doing now is anything within this red, which is known as the mask, is going to have these applied to it. So mainly it's gonna be this clarity, and I'm gonna take away a little bit of the texture as well. And now when I click done, it clears that baby up. Let's get a before and after. So we kind of see, as far as the clarity goes, we're a little bit clearer there. And now I'm going to go to my face. I'm going to do a bit of a less skin smooth. So I'm just going to do skin smooth plus just on certain areas that I feel like could be a little bit smoother. Let's see what happened to my brush. Alright, and then we're just gonna apply a little less texture, not too much. Done. Now let's fit that. Beautiful. So you guys can use this masking tool to really manipulate certain things. So I'm going to now go a little bit closer into the eyes. I'm going to mask out the eyes. So I'm just going to put that red into my eyes here. And let's make my eyes a little bit brighter. So I'm going to switch it from skin smooth to exposure because I'll manipulate the brightness. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow tones to my eyes, make them a little bit browner. I'm going to bring up the exposure a little bit. I don't want to look too unnatural with that. And then let's kind of open up the shadows in my eyes, open up the highlights a little bit, and the saturation. Let's just see what it looks like. All right, not too crazy of a difference. But you still see like a slight difference there in the eyes. All right, nice. All right, you guys, so if you like that edit, you can go ahead, select, the next few edits and sync. You want to remove any of that masking that you guys did so that it doesn't mask the wrong areas. So I think it's local adjustments. Let's take away local adjustments, synchronize so that it doesn't try to add the same masking to every photo, even though the skin and the eyes and all of that good stuff might be placed differently. And then you'll go on to your next photo, and then once again, go to your masking tool and specifically select out that portion of the skin that you would like to edit. Skin smooth, up to you how much you want to smooth that out with texture and clarity. And then let's go into the eyes once again. Looks a little crazy, but you guys see now kind of some of the eye manipulation there. Okay, we're gonna undo that. That was a little much. Okay. So again, you guys, you just go into every single photo and just kind of edit it how you see fit. But that, you guys, is how you can take and edit self-portraits of yourself really quick, really simple, really nice way if you guys just need some headshots for modeling, for professional headshots, for whatever you need, that you guys can create that. Play around a little bit with the lighting. You guys can keep the background simple, keep the look simple, and I'm excited to see what self-portraits you guys come up with.